Hello and welcome. My name is Charlie and I'm your host this evening. And our fabulous moderator is Christine. Say hello, Christine. She's an absolute gem, just saying. She does all of my newsletters, which are fantastic, my social media moderation and developmental groups. I don't know what I would do without her skills. Hello, Patricia. How are you, love? Okay. So I want to give a huge shout out to Parapost Network, BB3 TV, and Paranormal Brew. These collective networks truly astound me as they work together in an effort to unify the paranormal community. If you haven't yet, please like and follow their pages. Seriously, no butt kissing. If you know me, that's not a thing. But I would be remiss not to say that not too many networks would openly support a white woman that's a shaman with diversified views. Without, of course, trying to tear her apart first. So my hat's off to you guys. Sincerely, it's an honor to work with these networks and the people that host streams on their networks, which, by the way, BB3 TV is celebrating their anniversary today. Congrats on another successful year. Okay, so moving on. For the first half of our show, I'll be discussing viewers' topic of choice, which is grounding. And for the second half, I'll open the studio where you can join me live for insight into questions you may have regarding the topic, or if you have personal questions or just developmental questions. And that link will be posted in the comments. Please like and share with whomever you feel will benefit from this. And now for my usual disclaimer, my way is not the only way, nor is it the only right way. It is simply my way that I'm choosing to share with you in the hopes that it will assist you on your path in development. Okay, so let's go to it, if you will. Grounding. What is it? Why do we need to do it if we are developing or practicing metaphysical concepts? Well, actually, everyone needs grounding. Grounding refers to contact with the earth, the surface electrons, by walking barefoot outside or sitting, working, or sleeping indoors, connected to a conductive system, some of them patented, that transfer the energy from the ground into your body. So let me explain that in really simple, rudimentary terms. We can all agree that our body is made up of electricity. Our cells are specialized to conduct electrical currents. Electricity is required for the nervous system to send signals throughout the body and into the brain, making it possible for us to move, feel, and think. And I'm also sure most of you know that the earth has its own frequency. It's 7.83 hertz, if you want to know. When you ground or you connect with that particular earth frequency, it's what brings you into alignment, which is another way of saying a reflection or an equal vibration of that. So why would anyone need or benefit from doing this? Let's use an electronic device, for example. If there's too much energy, it's going to get overloaded. It's going to start to overheat, and then it's going to break down. You are a bioelectrical being living on an electrical planet. Your body operates electrically. Try to say that 10 times fast. All of your cells transmit multiple frequencies that run your heart, your immune system, your muscles, your nervous system. When you become overloaded, your internal systems, they start to mess up. There's emerging evidence that shows contact with the earth, whether it's being outside barefoot or indoors connected to grounded conductive systems like a grounding mat, for example. It may be a simple, natural, and yet profoundly effective environmental strategy against things like chronic stress, ANS dysfunction, inflammation, pain, poor sleeping patterns, even cardiovascular disease. The research done to date supports the concept that grounding, or the new term I think is earthing, right? The human body may be an essential element in that health equation, along with, just getting sunshine, some clean air, water, nutritious food, and just physical activity. When grounded, the diurnal rhythm of that stress hormone, cortisol, it begins to normalize. Cortisol is connected to your body's stress response. It helps control your blood sugar levels. It regulates your metabolism, helps reduce inflammation. And most importantly, it assists with our memory formulation. So when you're grounded, your circulation improves, aiding in the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to those tissues in your body. But don't just take my word for it. Really look it up. Do the research. I think you'll be amazed at what grounding can and will do for the human biofield. Okay. So we addressed why it's important for everyone, right? So why is it even more important for anyone that's practicing metaphysics? The way the energy body is comprised, I'm referring to the Teotis view of the chakra system. Your root chakra is the foundation in which your entire energy system is built on. The root chakra represents your safety and security. It must be fully engaged and clear before you can ever hope to open your crown chakra. And the crown chakra is where you gain your connectivity to higher thought. Now, depending on your deity and your belief structure, it's going to depend on what you call that connectivity, but you get the idea. It's whatever you want to call it, source, God, the big kahuna, whatever label fit for you. And I'm going to put on the screen a few of my reading recommendations on this subject. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with PubMed, but I found a really great one for you. And I'm going to post the link to the grounding studies and supporting informations. Hopefully that will be of help. So my first reading recommendation is Earthing. Really, really great book. I think you'll enjoy it quite a bit. The second reading recommendation, this is going to be harder to find. The first one was in 2011. This one was 1920, I think it was made. I hope I'm not wrong. Don't quote me on that, but it's somewhere around there. So it's going to be a bit harder. My reference library is quite different than most folks. And this is where you can find those grounding studies and supporting information. Definitely want to check those out. Great information there. Okay. So I'll leave this up in case somebody wants to write it down. So really the question is, what would prevent people from grounding successfully? Fear. Actually, fear will cut you short in just about any metaphysical practice. And I've met some people who were absolutely afraid of grounding. Their belief system is such that they're fearful of grounding because they're grounding their perceptions into the physical reality. They were so afraid of dumping excess energy that was all but shorting their circuits due to that belief structure. Once I explained, that comes from a lack mentality, and it holds the perception that there's only a limited amount. And that's just simply not how science works. And how grounding is exactly what you want to do if you ever want to manifest. Because co creation infers working with, not hoarding energy. You have to expend energy if you want to replenishment. Otherwise, it goes stagnant. And that's where we start to short circuit. When I explain this, it definitely eased their mind. They felt so much better after they practiced it. Even after the first time, they felt a significant difference. One time, I don't know how many people have read my book, so I put a short story and grounding in it. But once I worked with a young man who was developing and growing in his development. And wow, he showed so much promise in his abilities. And he loved it. He absolutely loved doing readings. He loved connecting. He loved the energy of it. And the problem is he didn't want to ground. He absolutely refused to ground. And he was continuing to hoard that energy. He was never expelling it. In his mind, when he was doing a reading, he was expelling it, and that was good enough, which is not accurate. His readings started to become less and less accurate until they were just completely way off. And this went on for a period of time. It wasn't like overnight or a few days. And he just went completely into the fantasy mind instead of the intuitive. There was a lot of prodding and poking and consistent reminding, you need to ground, you need to ground, you need to ground. Because all he wanted to do was meditate. He didn't want to eat. He didn't want to drink. He just wanted to meditate and do readings, and that was it. And I know a lot of people who have the thought process of, well, yeah, that's how they used to do it. That is not how the human form works. We are here to have a human experience. And your body is going to slowly start breaking down if you don't take care of it. And your mind will go with it. So I simply pulled him outside, pulled him to a tree. And I mean, I literally pulled him outside to a tree. And I wrapped his arms around it. And I swear to God, that kid was like a kite. And I knew much longer in that condition, it would be very damaging for him, not only to him, but his job. He too saw significant results. He finally felt hunger. He just wanted to sit, where before he really didn't want to do anything but go through those meditative chants while exploring his mindscape. He was afraid. He was afraid that if he grounded, he would somehow lose his spiritual connection. We had tons of conversations after the fact, which he disclosed this, which is absolutely the opposite of what grounding does. You must fully engage and clear your root chakra to ever connect with source. Okay. So how can you do this grounding thing? Pretty simple. You can walk barefoot outside. You can hug a tree. I know it sounds crazy, but trees are remarkable at grounding. If you're concerned what the neighbors might think or say, or the people walk in the park, that's okay. Sit with your back to the tree. It's a bit less obvious, but just as effective. Remember, our chakras, they don't just come out the front, they come out the front and the back. When you're sitting on the ground, you're gaining all of that energy. It's beautiful. It'll put you into such a harmonious vibration. You can also carry any grounding stones with you. My favorite is tourmaline, or you can get some hematite. Apache tears is a great one too. Those are just a few. There's a lot of grounding stones out there. And again, do your research. Find which one that works for you, which one calls you, which one you feel comfortable with. You can also buy grounding mats that hook up to an outlet. I don't recommend any specific brand. If you live in a concrete haven with little access to outdoors, then it would be a great investment. However, my belief is such that I will always recommend connecting and grounding with Gaia, the earth, because it's the best option. And you know what's really cool? It's free. There's a multitude of different visualization techniques that will also assist you in this process as well. So there's a lot of different avenues that you can take with grounding. And I know we had a lot of viewers last time that were asking questions in regards to the grounding process. So I hope this answered some, but you know, it never seems to amaze me how many people really struggle with the concept of grounding, or they struggle understanding what it does. And I think if you explain it, sure, you can go to a workshop and sit for an hour and a half while somebody's, rambling on about the benefits. But to be very cut and dry, this is it. It's totally going to benefit you. If you have the intention on feeling good in your body, then ground. It's that simple. Just ground. Share a link to your book. Let's see. Oh, hi from Scotland. Hi, Miss Liz. How are you? Hello, Kat. You're so welcome. Okay, share a link to my book. Oh, Christine, she's awesome. I don't even know how you got that, but thank you. I wouldn't even know. If you have, I think it's Amazon Prime. If you have Prime, you can get it for free because it's just been around so long. You can get it for free. Yeah. Hello, Kat. Nice to see you. Okay. So does anybody have any suggestions or questions or anything that they would like to share? And okay, let's see. Hi, Fabian. Nice to see you, love. Yeah, you'd be surprised at how many people just honestly don't know what the feeling of being grounded is. I can't even tell you how many students that I've had that have literally never had the feeling of being solidly in their body. And I think that has a lot to do with our not liking ourselves, not liking our human experience, not enjoying what we're constantly going through. Yeah. So, hello, how are you? Nice to see you. Let's see. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm trying to answer all these comments and go through here too. Definitely. Okay. So I'm going to tell you another experience about somebody who they actually had fibromyalgia, and they pretty consistently surrounded themselves in selenite. They always had very, very high vibrational um, stones around them. They were constantly working in the highest vibration possible. And this is a perfect example of grounding. Grounding. So for this particular person, they had the thought process of, if I grounded, I'm going to be too in my physical body, and the pain is going to be exacerbated if I leave that elevated frequency. And the energy, the insights, the intuitive hits, if you will, they became more static. That's the word I'm going to use. They weren't as accurate. They weren't as spot on as they were before. And this started getting slowly. It's incrementally. It's not overnight, but you will see that difference. And more and more and more disconnected, if you will, with their intuition. And that's because it just threw off their biochemistry. You need to be grounded. And when that person fully grounded, when they finally listened to me after a lot of conversations, it was a change, immediate change with them. They felt better in their body. They felt better about the human experience, and their connection felt better, quote unquote. That's what was said. Okay, let's see. I'm being stubborn and not hearing a message from my guide. My left ear is killing me. This isn't the first time this has happened. Any suggestions in putting down my stubborn and hearing the message? Well, there's a lot of things that can assist you to quit being stubborn. It's what about that are you afraid of hearing? What right now, what fear do you have in your life right now that you don't want to hear? Because that's why you're not hearing it. Because obviously there's something that's coming to you that's of importance in your life. And most likely you have been asking for assistance in that area of your life, and they're trying to give it to you, but you just may not want to hear it. I hope that was helpful. I hope it was. Let's see. I'm very interested in training in the practice of shamanism. What would you suggest I start? I'm more concerned with the person I train with. I would love to speak with you in more detail about your practice. Absolutely. Happy to. Let me see. I have a link here somewhere. Here we go. If you go here and you go to private services, I can do a free consultation and you can ask any questions. We can go over anything at that time. Thank you, Christine, for posting that. I appreciate it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Where would you start? Yeah. I'd be happy to go over all of that if you want to set up a free consultation, because I could prattle on for quite some time, my friend. Quite some time. Okay. Good, good, good. Happy. Does anybody have any grounding questions before we hit our commercial break? I really do appreciate you guys being so patient with me as I'm navigating the technical things. Yes, perfect. Thank you, Christine. All right. So we are going to take a commercial break then. It's going to be for literally 1 whole minute. If you would like to join me in the studio live, you can ask any questions that you'd like, a personal level or on a personal level, or personal questions or developmental questions, whatever you choose. The link to that StreamYard will be in the comments. And I will be right back in just a minute after this break. Awesome. Thanks for being so patient. Let's see. Is there? Oh, I do. Hi from England. How are you? Wow, great to have you. Is there a grounding meditation or exercise that the general public can do for all of humanity? For example, in Ukraine, etc., that would allow for more healing worldwide. Yeah, actually, there is a lot of healings that we do in the developmental group. There, in the commercial break, there should have been a little heading that directed you to that group. We do healings of that nature on a broad scale. We also do personal healings once a month as well. So you know what? Join, sign up. We'd love to have you for sure. We'd love to walk you through the process. Hello, Parapost. How are you, love? Nice to see you. It's April. I knew it was. That's why I said love. How are you doing, doll? Charli does the very act of physically grounding, such as being outside in bare feet, work, or do you need to be concentrating on it as well? Sometimes I find it difficult to keep my thoughts in one place. So there is absolutely visual meditations that work really, really well. Then there is the actual walking on ground that will work really well for some folks too. It is completely up to you. I'm a huge believer there is no right or wrong way, as long as you are feeling the energetic shift within yourself, then you're doing it correctly. If you can tell a difference, if you can feel more at peace, if you can feel more grounded, then you're doing it perfectly. There is no right or wrong way. There's so many different ways in which you can do that. I've seen people who have had little tiny pebbles of tourmaline to assist them in that grounding, and they just carry it around. Where other people, they need to physically walk the earth to actually connect with that energy in order to ground. Whereas some people who, like if you're an earth sign, it's going to be super easy for you to connect with grounding. It's going to be super easy for you. You are an earth sign. So it's going to be very easy. People who are air signs are going to be a little more challenged with grounding. And that's perfectly okay. Just get out, take your shoes off, walk on the earth. It doesn't have to take that long. 5 minutes and you've done your due diligence. It's not, I think people have the misconception that we are not allowed 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes without multitasking. And our body needs a break. Our mind needs a break. And if we can't fit in 5, 10, 15 minutes, what are we doing? What are we doing that's of such grave importance that we can't just be at peace, at rest? So, yeah, that's a beautiful question, though. Beautiful. I love it. So, if you're having trouble concentrating, do a guided meditation that will keep you actively doing something. It'll keep your brain actively functioning and doing something, so you're not getting bored or you're not concentrating on something else. With the right guided meditation, it will keep your attention and keep you focused on task, for sure. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yes, Christine, it was a great question. So would anybody like to join me for some questions? Don't be afraid. I don't bite. Did we put, let me see. I'll post this in the comments. If you guys want to come up here. Here's the link. Or maybe you have a particular method of grounding that isn't working for you, and you can share that with us. Okay. Any questions? Don't be shy. Is there a link that the public can go to in partaking of the meditations and healings that you provide? Yes, let me pull that up. If I can find it. Chris, can you post the developmental group? Can you post that link up there for that developmental group? That'd be cool if you could post it in the comments. Thank you, love. And we have Kat.
Hey.
Hello, Kat. How are you?
I am good.
Good.
I don't know that I necessarily have a question on grounding other than I miss getting to be outside because it's raining. Mm-hmm. I just felt like you needed a filler, so I'm here.
Awesome. So what type of grounding technique do you currently use?
Inside, I do mostly meditation when I have time, which is a struggle sometimes, especially with a 5-year-old and a 12-hour day.
Yeah.
I am not the best example of grounding. I can say that for a fact. And I know when I am and when I'm not for the most part. Right now, I'm definitely not. But it is something I struggle with mostly because of time. It's something that I don't really fit into my schedule. And I kind of feel like that's something a lot of people have the same reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for me, it's like, where do you fit it in? What, like,
yeah,
a lot of people, like, it's funny because the most often advice I get is like, well, get up earlier. And I'm like, well, I'm already up at 2 to 4 a.m. So,
yeah.
So
I had, it's like they're gone. I have 5 kids. They're all adults now, but I definitely know what you're referring to. Long days. And I was working full time and going to college, and it's just crazy. It's crazy schedules. And I remember taking my shoes off and walking on the grass during my lunch break. You know what I mean? Just for 2 minutes. Just for 2 minutes of walking around. It's like, oh Lord, I need to ground. I just need to feel more balanced. Taking my kids to the park, I would sit literally with my back up to the tree. I would sit on the ground and put my back to the tree while they were playing. You can find it in your day. I know it sounds real easy for me to say that, and I'm not passing judgment. I've been there. I know what it's like. Trust me. But if you have a backyard, you can take your shoes off and walk through your backyard, walk the whole perimeter and come back in. I promise they'll be fine.
You obviously don't live in Iowa.
So no, I live in Michigan. I live in Michigan.
I don't barefoot in the snow, but we're finally warm this week enough that I'm like excited to be outside a little because we haven't been for months. So
right.
I'm an avid gardener. That's my, like, once the weather's warm, I spend lots of time out there because I grow all my own herbs and things for all of the things that I do. And so like once it gets to warm weather, I'm good. My winter habits are horrible.
Yeah. So
I have house plants, but they're just not quite enough.
Yeah, that's also an alternative. I know where you're coming from with it. For me personally, I still ground even in the snow. I'll ground. And I know, like anybody who knows me, if you come to my house, I will have a patch about this big with no snow. And I will stand there. And yes, it's cold. 2 things. It will really wake you up. And it will really ground you quick. You will learn to be quick. You will be quick. But it is an option. And I know for some people that's completely unrealistic. It is something they are not going to do. And I appreciate that. And I respect that. Guided meditation absolutely can do it. 5 minutes. I do an audio guided meditation with every single one of my students for them to keep. And in 5 minutes, you can ground. Yeah. It will absolutely change you. And it's not, oh my God, I got to dedicate an hour and a half to this or 40 minutes to this. No, it's in manageable time slots. If you can scroll through Facebook or TikTok or Instagram for 5 minutes, then you can ground for 5 minutes because it's actually better for you than any of the information you're going to get through that. Not trying to be mean to anybody, but
for sure.
Yeah. So, but I appreciate it. I never knew that Iowa was just snow all the time because I always thought it was us.
No, we're similar. Like I just was like, you're to like go outside and stand on the ground. I'm like, we only just got to 70 degrees yesterday and it's already going back down to 40. And
I don't even think we've hit that yet. I don't think we've hit that. It's like mucky wet.
So you're saying you'll go barefoot out in the snow, and I won't do that. So
yeah. And I appreciate that. I know a lot of people that won't, and they would look at me like I have absolutely lost my mind.
But I will go into a haunted building with like negative 30 degrees and walk around for 4 hours and freeze my feet off. So I don't, it's just a mental thing. So
yeah. You literally walk barefoot in 40
No.
Okay.
Shoes on, but it's cold. Like doing the place that I work at and doing a tour and a check-in, and you're there for like 4 hours when it's negative 20 in January. Highly not recommended.
Yeah.
Double socks, triple socks.
But yeah. And when you're doing those type of investigations, you got to be grounded.
For sure.
Or you're not, you are just, your information is going to be trash. It's going to be static. I
don't rely on any of my skills for investigation. We're pretty equipment.
Oh, okay. So cool.
I've had negative situations where other people have tried to prove themselves, how talented they are. And so I just straight line across the board. We have to have equipment to prove what we're getting. So,
well, that's cool if you have the equipment, but it's also really cool if just privately you go by your own gut and you cross reference.
I do.
You know?
So, but I enjoy it a lot. But yeah, grounding is one of those things I suck at. I know I would be better if I did it more often. So I'm very much appreciating this episode. So
good. I'm glad. I'm really glad. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate your time, love.
You're welcome.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Here's the developmental group that you guys were asking for. Here's another one. You can use a grounding mat at your desk during the day if you can't manage to get out. Yeah, there's a lot of people that have resorted to grounding mats for sure. Yeah. And I say use anything that will help you ground. Obviously, I'm partial to connecting with Earth, but anything. Hi, Kristen. How are you? Yes, thank you, Christine. Awesome. Hello, Jennifer. How are you? It's lovely to see you. Fantastic. Well, I really do hope that y'all had learned some real good, valuable information that you could put into good use. I know we only have about 15 minutes. I'm well. Thank you, love. I'm well. Thank you. I know we only have about 15 minutes left, but I am super happy. If anybody has any questions, happy to answer them for you. Excellent. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, I miss you too. Thank you. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. I appreciate all of your support, your love, and for showing up. I think for the remainder of this, we can just, let's see, how our signs affect our grounding. Yes. Yeah, definitely your signs affect your grounding. That's what I was saying. If you're an earth element, you know, if you have an earth sign, I said an earth element, listen to me. If you're an earth sign, it's going to be really easy for you to ground. And I think the energy is going to be a little more subtle for you if you're an earth sign. If you're an air sign, it's going to be a little more challenging for you to ground. It's not going to come as naturally to you. Hi, Brent. How are you, love? How are you? Yeah, so your sign will definitely not only affect how you ground, but how you perceive the energy when you are grounding. It's been my experience, anyways, that people who are an earth sign, it's a much subtler shift for them than somebody who is an air sign. It feels quite grounding for sure. So for the next few minutes, why don't we do a collective demonstration? If everybody, I'm trying to push out my chair and it doesn't want to move. Okay. If everybody can take your shoes off and just plant your feet flat on the ground. And get into a nice, comfortable position. Make sure that you're sitting upright. Your spine should be completely straight. You can do this standing or sitting. Obviously, because I'm on camera, we're going to sit. And I want you to just envision. Close your eyes and envision that there is a cord that's coming directly down from your ceiling, and it is connecting to the top of your head. And it's holding your head very straight and very still. Once you have that envisioned, just relax your shoulders. Your head is nice, straight, still. And the rest of your body just hangs from that nice, straight, still position. Now that we have your spine nice and straight, I want you to take all of your attention, all of your awareness, and put it directly on your breath. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. One last time, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now take all of your attention and all of your awareness and put them directly on the bottom of your feet, the soles of your feet. Pay attention to the bottom of your feet. And when you start to feel that tingly sensation on the bottom of your feet, you can feel prickly, tingly, cool. When you start to feel that, that is when you have connected with that energy. You have recognized it. Your body has recognized it. Now you're going to pull that energy all the way up through the soles of your feet, through your calves, your knees, your thighs, your pelvis, your stomach, your chest, throat, and top of your head. And the entirety of your back. When you start to feel that pulsing sensation in your hands, in the palms of your hands, you can disconnect. And that, my friends, is grounding. Quick, easy, simple. What'd that take? Like 4 minutes, and I was being slow. So quick, easy, simple. You guys feel free to post in the comment your experience with the grounding. Did you find it effective? It worked. Excellent. Glad to know that. If anybody would like to come and join me up here, that was amazing. Good, good. Does having circulation issues or disabilities affect one's ability to ground? No, but it will greatly improve your circulation and your disability. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. It will greatly improve your circulation. Now, as far as not being, your perception of not being able to, no, you will be able to effectively ground. It will really help your circulation, though. It's scientifically proven. Good. I'm glad you found that relaxing. Very good. And just think, there was no music, no background, no nothing. It was just talking. It was with you using your own visualization. You can do this for sure. And Kat, this is something great that you can do at home too, honey. Quick, easy, effective. Perfect. And let me go back because I feel compelled to put those books again. So here's that recommended reading. Earthing, the Most Important Health Discovery Ever. It's a great book. And also Return to Nature, The True Natural Method of Healing and Living, and The True Salvation of the Soul. It's really good. Highly recommend these. And if you wanted the medical information, this is where you would go for this particular PubMed. That's where you would want to go to grab the evidence that would absolutely support. And I cannot remember which gal said that. I gotta look. Okay. That was Cat too. Circulation issues. I'm so sorry. But you want to go here, honey, and it will give you all the information that will give like supporting documentation to what I'm saying for circulation. It improves heart biorhythms. I mean, they've got so many studies that support the information. It's awesome. It's really great when science can support metaphysical practices that we've been doing for so long. Excellent. Oh, thank you. I love you. Thank you. And you already do meditation. I guess I also prefer the earth connection more. Yeah. I think that's just something we're definitely drawn to. I asked about medical stuff because my mom and her stroke. I'm telling you for sure, she will benefit from it. She will absolutely benefit from it. For sure. Thanks, Christine, for posting that. That's awesome. And I have Mary in the room, but it says the device is not connected, that they have to connect their mic. So let me see if I can. Yeah, it's not letting me. So hopefully she can hear me, Mary. I don't know how to. I have no idea. I'd love to talk to you. You have to connect your mic or your cam before you can join the audience in here. Perfect. Okay. So So while Mary is sorting that out, let me, oh, she's rejoining. Hold on. Just so you guys know, next up on the Stream Network is April, the Psychic Housewife of New Jersey. Make sure you definitely stick around and watch her. She also is just phenomenal at what she does. I'm kind of partial, but yeah, she's really phenomenal as well. Okay. So the new course that I have out, the Everyday Psychic, it's not new. It's been around for a while. I only do this course twice a year. If anybody would like to sign up, the coupon code would be Chat with Charli, and it gives you $100 off that course. This is only for my viewers, this particular coupon code. So be sure to check it out. Go to my website and you'll be able to get tons of information there. Oh, awesome. Hello, Leilana. Love you. Thank you so much for joining, love. Thank you. It has been a pleasure, and it has been an honor to have you all here with me tonight. Thanks for your support. Thank you so much for your love and patience and kindness. And if you have any recommendations, something you want to hear next week, a particular subject or topic of interest, please put them down in the comments and I will happily go through them. I think right now we have questions on dreams and divination with dreams. Hello, Tom. How are you, doll? It's nice to see you. Great. Perfect. You guys are fabulous, darling. Just fabulous. Well, I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful night, and I will see you next week, same time, same place. Bye-bye.